You have now reached the On the Phone podcast. I'm Elise.
And I'm Darya, and welcome to our first episode! Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our first official episode. We wanted to kind of give a formal introduction in a way to who we are and kind of what we're excited for to see along with this project. So, I'm Darya. I guess some things I describe myself as a very much open person on social media. I like to portray a lot of my life through there and kind of be out in the open and exposing things, but not in a bad way. I love to dance. I love to sing. I think dancing really is just TikTok dancing, if I'm being serious. But I really wanted to start this podcast because it's been an idea I've had for a while, and I thought quarantine was it's a sad thing, but it's a great way to kind of start new projects, and I'm really excited to be doing this with Elise and kind of giving you the insight of things that I actually don't portray on social media, as crazy as that is.
And I'm Elise. I'm a softball player. I'm big on school spirit. I love socializing, being with friends. I'm not as big on social media. I kind of just talk to my, core homies. So, I'm really excited to be doing this with Darya and to have her, open me up a little bit and, share some stuff, see what's going on with the world. It's always fun to debrief and, get your thoughts out and reminisce and all that stuff. So I'm super excited. I think this project is going to be not only super fun, but, super therapeutic in a way.
Sure.
Yeah, having that social interaction, having something to focus on. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. So if you're going to be hanging out with us on this podcast for a while. Good to know some stuff about us. Go ahead.
I realize I left some things out on myself. My bad. Let me backtrack. Yes, I do cheer. I realize I should probably say some things like that. I'm excited for our student government episode to kind of dive into that. So if that's something you're interested in and knowing the tea about that. So diving in with quarantine.
Yeah. Because Darya said this has been a really cool prod been working on with all of our free time, but it's definitely been hard to emotionally navigate through this time and find stuff that brings you happiness, keeps you occupied, keeps you distracted.
No,
anything.
For sure.
I know I've been struggling, at least. But there's definitely been, different ways I've been coping. It's nice. It's nice when you feel not everything's going your way or you're kind of bummed out. I've definitely been trying to have more perspective. So having perspective during this time has been super helpful. I encourage you all to stay safe and think about others.
Yeah, for sure.
As difficult as it is right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, in a way, when we first were notified that we were going to be sent home for the first 3 weeks, I was like, okay, for sure. I mean, we'll try to get a little glimpse of what online schooling is like, and I don't know, we were thinking at first, okay, we're gonna go study with our friends, all that stuff, and then we realized how serious it was, and automatically after the first 3 days of being sent home, it was okay, total lockdown, you cannot leave, and in a way, I was relieved because I'm very much of a, go person. I've never really had the time to, sit down and be literally asked to do nothing. I was what? It's okay. But yeah, seeing my friends posting on their spams about how they're feeling, it really sucks, and I want to be there for them. But again, I'm just it's a really good time to be self-reflecting and appreciative of your family, of your friends. We're so thankful to have social media to be in connection with everyone and picking up hobbies. But I like to say, from the beginning of quarantine, so productive. It's okay, schoolwork, let's do this. I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna start my vlogs up again. And then, right after that to, more of this point, oh my gosh, have we been lazy.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've been more on that lazy end of the spectrum pretty much the whole time. I think more of my motivation has kicked in recently, now that I've kind of gotten over the emotional, like, stuff that I was going through. So, like, even now more than ever, I feel like I'm ready to start getting motivated. And like I mentioned earlier about, like, turning things around for myself a little bit, it came with, like, having some perspective and just being, like, thankful. And I know everybody's really expressing their thanks right now for essential workers, which leads me to talk about a really cool project that's been kind of floating around our school. There's an Instagram account called @Right2Change, WRITE to change. And Darya, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what they do?
Yeah, for sure. So my friend Ananya reached out to me and was asking me if I wanted to do this and like write some cards to essential workers, and she gave me a link on how to sign up, a link on more information about the organization, and just their Instagram account in general. And basically what it's like is the schools in our district are kind of like all chiming in and helping out, and there's an address to send, or if you have difficulties in sending or like dropping off, there's ways they can pick it up as well. So I encourage you all for this time to really give your love and appreciation to these essential workers. And if you would like to help, follow their account and kind of go through what they're doing, and yeah, go and share your love. That's what I've been working on recently.
Yeah, we'll definitely make a highlight or something or put it in the description if you're watching us on YouTube. Like, we'll make sure that there's a way you can access their account super easily.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to kind of give some smiles to these faces, because it's definitely a difficult time. But we do not want to focus on quarantine. This is kind of your guys' escape to kind of tune in on what we're doing and what we're gossiping about. And on that, it was my birthday 2 days ago. And gosh, Elise, you've been to Darya's birthday parties since what? What grade was your first one? I mean, we did
5th grade.
Fifth
grade.
Huh. I don't even remember what 5th grade was. Like, I don't know what the theme of that birthday was.
I want to say it was the K1 speed.
Huh. You might be right.
But okay. I don't remember. Anyways.
Yeah.
Birthdays with Darya have always been a super, super big event.
Yeah, I mean, since my birthday is, like, at the end of the month, I like to make the joke that it's, like, my birth month, what's up? And, like, kind of, like, lead on to it and, like, really make the month of April really special. And I share my birthday with Nina, who's a really good friend of mine. And every year, you know, I'm always, like, loving to do something, like, big and different. And my 16th definitely popped off because I was like, it's the 16th. Gonna make sure this is perfect. I invested a lot of time and money to it, but I'm so thankful that everyone appreciated and, like, loved the outcome of it. And then to be hit that this year's birthday wasn't a pandemic kind of did suck. But it was my 17th, and you know what? 17's like that awkward age, and it's like, okay, like, do you really need anything? But I learned a lot with having to deal with a birthday in quarantine and the ups and downs that come with it. Social media, for instance, like, can really make you happy and bring you down in some senses, and it is a controversial thing with what you're posting, but I was so thankful for getting all the love I could get from my friends, like, reading their messages really, like, made me so emotional. I was, like, crying one moment, but then I was, like, happy. So overall, it was, like, a really good birthday, just because I was just filled with, like, love and joy, and that, like, the year of my 16th was just such a growing year that I kind of felt like, okay, everything kind of paid off in a way. So that was interesting.
Yeah, all the love definitely proved, like, there's ways you can communicate and maintain your relationships even if you're not gonna be together during these times, you know?
Of course. And one piece of advice that I want to do for this first episode's podcast is how to kind of making sure that your mental state is in check and is in place. And a lot of things come with comparison, or, like, kind of I don't know, like throwing shade maybe at other people, but it's really about keeping yourself in check. And I think at the end of the day, if you know what you're doing is right, and if you know your morals are right, and like not being super small-minded to everyone else's opinions, it's really about being in check with yourself to kind of move forward and be a better person is all that matters, in a sense.
Yeah. Now that we get a lot of time to be by ourselves and reflect, like, take advantage of that. Like, this is not a time where you have to be, like, surrounded by others, or, like, you can decide what you want to do with all of your time and who you want to let in and keep in touch with and that kind of stuff. So
100%. 100%.
And, you know, speaking of, like, all of this free time for ourselves, I know we've definitely developed a lot of stuff that we've been keeping our time occupied with and kind of
please.
session, in some senses. Like, I know we've had a lot of conversations about what we're up to.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's any time, like, before this podcast, it would be me calling up Elise. I'm like, Elise, I'm obsessed with this right now. Or, like, I'm just so vocal in my spam. I'll be like, okay, so guys, I'm doing this right now. Like, look at me go. Oh my gosh. Do you want to start with what you're doing before I dive into some of my obsessions?
So I've kind of created a little timeline of, like, stuff that's kept me going. Like, I know at the beginning of quarantine, like, RuPaul's Drag Race was the show. Like, I think I watched 4 or 5 seasons in, like, a week. Or, like...
Okay, wait, that's a different level of obsession. Jeez.
Like, I could get through a season in, like, a day or a day and a half. Yeah. Like, how you said you were productive at the beginning of quarantine, well, that was not me. Yeah, no, I got through the 6, 7, 9, 10. Oh, and I started All Stars too, so, like, 4.5 seasons. But that show is so fun if you love artistry, if you love reality TV, if you love big, bold personalities, if you love drag queens. Like, literally, like, I was not expecting to love it as much as I do. I'd already seen season 6 and 7, like, 1,000 times. Adore Delano and Bianca Del Rio are, like, my favorite. And Trixie and Katya, oh my god. I freaking love them. Like, I hope one day our podcast can be, like, their YouTube series. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
I need to check that out. I'm changing my colors.
Yeah, but oh my god, it's literally so good. So that kept me occupied for the first couple days. And then I was, like, done not being productive. I was like, you need to get up out of your bed or off the couch and, like, move. And so I got on a Just Dance kick because I still have my Wii.
Active.
I hit my goal to get a high score on, like, every song. Has that happened yet? No, but I definitely want to keep trying. I fell off that a little bit, but for a solid period of time, I was, like, Just Dance for, like, 2 hours.
Better than a Chloe Ting workout.
Can I say hella? I'm hella raw at it. I don't care. I'm hella raw. Once all of this is over, I accept any challenger. I will take you down easy. And then recently, past couple days, me and my friends have been calling and playing Psych. It's an app that Ellen made. And it's basically a really fun way to make fun of your friends. Definitely check it out.
I was just like, Psych is, like, more of the nerdy game, or that's just me being not a gamer with other homies.
Okay, but it's not even, like, a skill game. Like, it's just fun to make fun of each other.
Yeah,
like,
that was true.
Like, there's different categories of the game that you play, and we play, it's called The Truth Comes Out. So if you download the app, you play that version with your friends, get on a group FaceTime, get on a Zoom, get on a group call, play it all together. It feels like you're back together hurting each other's feelings, just like school. So,
yeah.
I guess that's been my, like, 3 main obsessions that have kind of, like, led me to right here. So now that I'm done flapping my jaw, what about you, Darya? What's been your obsessions?
Oh my gosh. Well, what were you were saying something that I was about to relate. Oh, Zooms. Yeah. First of all, I use that to the best, as I made a 50-person Zoom call for my birthday, putting that back out there. Very proud. It was a little awkward at first, but it's all good. But honestly, I'm not a binge watcher. I never really had the time to kind of like sit down and watch a show, and like my attention span is like not that long. I'm kind of just like fidgeting, or I'm like thinking of other things. But during this quarantine, I finished like 6 shows, and the first show I hopped on was Tiger King, which no one was talking about when it first came out, and I was like the only one that had watched it, and I was like, does anyone know about this show? And then all of a sudden the memes were flooding, and I was like, okay. And then it just went from there. It just went to show to show to show. And then I was like, I've always wanted to learn Korean. We're gonna get into like why that is in another episode when we talk about
that's a whole other thing.
about my love lives. And I never really got down to like learn it. I tried to take this one class online, and I was like, this is not it. So I've been into K-dramas. And if you watch K-dramas, they are so long. They're an hour and 20 minutes each episodes. And seasons can go from 100 episodes to 16, and I'm on a show that has 16 episodes. Crash Landing on You, I think is the show's name, and I am obsessed. It's the first thing I think about when I wake up. It's like, it just gets you in so many feels. Like, why can't American TV shows, like, for some reason, like, the love is, like, I don't know, plays out a lot differently. It's kind of like, oh, you're cute, we got in a fight, but now we're together. But, like, this K-drama is, like, you gotta get the uncle involved, and now you got the government involved, and it's so good. You cry every episode. That's kind of been really my obsession in general. It's just right now at this given moment, it's this K-drama, and I guess like TikToking to like find new things to do and like work out, but
yeah. That's funny because I have not seen Tiger King yet, and I've never seen a K-drama, so I might have to hop on one of those days.
Yeah, as you can see, we have sometimes different tastes. In a lot of things, but
I mean, despite all of that, we've been friends for such a long time. Like, we have so many memories.
No, yeah. And I think something to kind of really like exploit is that we're like in 2 really different, I guess, friend groups, you can say. Like, we come from 2 really different, like, not like backgrounds, but it's just like
we do different extracurriculars and like what we're involved with, and like our habits and our daily schedules. Like, it's just all different. Like, we're not usually together.
But we were on the phone together, and here we are exposing literally all our secrets.
Here we are.
Obsessions.
One of my first memories of Darya is like she was like the first person I knew to have a Snapchat or to have like social media or like a phone. Like, so when Darya says like she like puts her life on social media, like that's literally been like the main trait. Like, it's been her main brand since I met her. Like, she's been on Snapchat. Yeah. So like she definitely has a lot of memories, and we probably have a bunch of gross stuff in there if you search hard enough.
Yeah, no, my sister got me on Snapchat in 4th grade, and from then it was just kind of like my thing to have long stories, but they were kind of like a storyline. And we're all like not really sleeping till 3 a.m. and with Snapchat's update of showing you the memories of like 3 years ago stuff, I'm like thankful that I recorded so much that I did, that I can like reminisce these things. Mm-hmm. But I'm also like, first, why did I post this? Like, why did I think that was okay? Like, I would make skits on Snapchat. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
Like, Alberto, do you like, or like, what? I had like names for like my.
You had a bunch of names. I don't even remember them. I just recall that being a theme. No, it was insane. It was like everybody knew. Like, Darya was like Snapchat queen. Everybody knows she spams. It was controversial at one freaking time. Like, people always had stuff to say.
Yeah, they really did. But for the people that have stuck with me to now, like, I'm thankful for you. If you're not on the spam side of the story, you're getting a good amount of content.
Yeah, she always calls it content. That's the word. That's
content.
the word.
I don't need this hate right
No,
now,
it's very
okay?
entertaining. I'm just saying. You've been, like, branding it. It's, like,
Okay,
dope.
well, I'm, like, hinting at, like, you know, someone give me a show on Snapchat. Come on, put me on, like, what Nikita Dragon has.
Yeah,
please.
Bad
Okay.
Baby.
On moms. But with, like, the 3 years stuff, like, seeing my glow up, I have had braces for 4 years.
Oh my god.
And junior year was the first year without braces and, like, new hair and all that stuff and, like, clear skin, and I was like, I still am in just shock with, like, how people have just stuck with me for this long, and I'm like, wow, you guys.
Just shows your gorgeous personality. You were never ugly, though. Like, you talk yourself down. Like, it's a glow up. Like, you look different, but I was never, like, you make it sound so bad. It really was not.
I think
But, like, you've
bad.
definitely changed and evolved into, like, what you, like, your ideal scenario.
Thank you, Elise. You too. You've really just, like, been a bad bee. No, like, Elise is not afraid to speak her mind, and especially beep. Very well known. Oh, I just exposed our school. Like, I don't know.
We'll put it
Yeah, she speaks her mind. So I've always loved just going to her and, like, kind of, like, asking for advice, if anything. Like, if I'm, like, dealing with something and I'm like, okay, I need some Elise energy for this right now, I always on the phone with Elise, like, on seriously, all seriousness.
It's pretty well known I'm straight up and down. Don't play any games.
Yeah.
But I know something we were going to talk about today, which reminds me of what we just talked about, like how Darya invented Snapchat, like, pretty much in our community. Like, she was the first one to hop on that gig. Like, listen, I'm taking full credit for this.
Full
like,
credit. She deserves it.
To say otherwise, I invented TikTok, like, guaranteed. Like, we both had Musical.ly when it was a thing. I hate when people say that, like, but you didn't even have. Yeah, I did. So, like, stop. We had Musical.ly for so long. We took over that app too. It was wonderful. And then when it turned into TikTok, I think it was September 2018, I, like, downloaded it, and everyone was like, what even is on TikTok? And I was like, there was, like, furries and cosplay, and, like,
it was not the time for me to hop.
Never been on TikTok, but I was, like, still so obsessed with it. And it was just, like, people were still kind of making Musical.lys on it, but then there was, like, this new creepy furry community and, like, that kind of stuff. But I thought it was hilarious, and I made so many videos of me being, like, a crackhead. Like, I'll probably put some in. If you want to watch this, it'll be there. I can put some of the old TikToks that I made, like, before there was trends or anything like that. But I brought it to the school. They were like, what are you doing? Like, this is, like... And I always made these videos for my private story on there.
Yeah.
And then it blew up. And then everyone suddenly had nothing to say. So.
No, it did, because, like, the advertisements for TikTok, I was like, is this, like, some marketing strategy? Like, it was always, like, the furries ads. And, like, you know, no disrespect to the community. Like, respect you guys. It was just, like, a way I was like, okay, well, maybe this is just not the platform for me. And then all of a sudden, it's, like, slowly starting to blow up. And I decided the first day of going into summer into our junior year, we do tradition where we go to Cream for ice cream. And it's, like, this, like, same group of girls. And I was like, Elise, let's just make a TikTok. I want to see how this goes. And she taught me, like a dance, but it's not, like, the typical dances you see now that are the same kind of few moves. Like, TikTok dances evolved.
Yeah, I was so obsessed, like, because I was there, like, from, like, every original trend. Like, I loved learning the dances. But yeah, we can put those videos in too. But I mean, now that I introduced Darya to dance culture, I think she's definitely adopted dance videos as her niche, if you will.
No, yeah, it's really a way for me to, like, express, like, the dancing experience I've had when I was younger. It was just amazing. Like, all of summer, it was like, oh, I'm going to your house? Okay, we're gonna go make TikToks now, because like it was like the only productive thing.
Definitely took off.
Yeah, it was crazy. And so, me making my dance videos anytime, anywhere, throughout the school year, it was just like, I feel bad because I feel like I like totally got the TikTokness, I don't know, in me. I don't know how to put that, but like
because there's a lot of trends on there, obviously. So like, you kind of just subconsciously like develop like a new vocabulary, and like you do the dances, and it's like it's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
No, it is. And so like anytime I go into like my classes, I would like film a TikTok, and everyone would know like, oh my god, look, she's filming a TikTok. And I had like my renegade phase where I would post like one renegade dance a day for like a week in different locations of our school, or like areas with different people. I think I need to insert one where I was making it in the cafeteria and everyone was like, what is she doing?
Funny. Yeah, because it's so funny, because I used to like, whenever I'd hang out with people, like, oh, like let's make a TikTok, because like kind of just like these random crackhead videos, like it wasn't even a trend, like I'd just like splice a bunch of dumb stuff together, and then it totally became Darya's thing to like go film dances with people and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like there's something for everybody. There's seriously like, as like gross and trendy and basic as it sounds, like I'm literally on that app all the time.
No, yeah, and it's like it really looks like a workout for me. I'm like, okay, like let me go on the For You page, learn some things and learn some dances, commit to a certain time frame to do those things, and then film. And then when I film and I like the video, oh,
it's so satisfying.
It's not that, it's that I freaking post it everywhere on all my stories. And there was also another like phase where everyone was getting annoyed, like, Darya, like if we wanted to see your videos we would go on TikTok, and I was like, no, but like who does that, you know? Like, let me portray like these dancing videos I have of mine. And there's one that I really like that is inappropriate, so I'm gonna wait until we hear some results on our student government. Yeah, and then I'll post
for student government associated student body this year. Results come out tomorrow, so probably on the next podcast we'll have something to say about it.
Yeah.
Very nervous.
It's very nerve-wracking. I can't wait to get into it. But yeah, that is something that I'm really excited to get into. My friend just like really had to call me. Jeez. But as we're talking about student government, I think we should tell you about some topics that we're going to get into later in another podcast. This has kind of just been our first little recap on everything that's been current and going on. Don't think that it's just going to be like quarantine and like vibes and like...
Yeah. Like, we want to talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we are going to get down and dirty and really give you some insight on things that you really cannot see through social media about us, and like our views on things, and I guess exposing, I don't know. Yeah, that's the tea.
Yeah, we have a lot of memories, a lot of stuff to recall together. Like, I think it's gonna be really fun. So, like, even if this first episode was like, oh, like, it's about quarantine, like, just come check out our next episode too. Like, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And we'd love you to return, because this is already so fun. Like, this is the first time we're sitting down to film or like try this at all, and it's honestly like having a time. Like, this is great.
Yeah, thank you for sitting here with us and like having us experiment with this. Kind of wanted to just go through some easy breezy topics, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
But
it's super conversational.
Yeah, but before we end off, I wanted to give a shout out. I'll give a shout out to Jonathan. You can do Rory's section of it. These are two friends of ours that have been kind of making a little like business, but also like giving out to our to charities and like supporting businesses or people in need during this time that really need it.
Or, like, supporting your community and spreading happiness.
Yeah. So with that, my best friend Jonathan, he has an account called Chefin' for Charity, which is an amazing account where he bakes goods and sends out a menu that includes like 2 different baked goods that you can order. He gives it to you by the end of the week. Those donations and what you pay for him to make the ingredients and drop it off for you, he portions it in a way where he can get some to pay back for his the time he put in for the bakes, but also then giving them to the charity that I need to dive into, but all in the information for that is on his account, and it's amazing, and I've had some baked goods from him, so shout out for him for doing that.
Yeah, Jonathan is so talented. Definitely. Well, if you're in the Bay Area, you can check out his account. I'm sure we'll put it somewhere for you guys to find. And then our next shout out is from my best friend, Rory. Basically, like, during this time, her mom works with a lot of, like, florists and nurseries and, like, people who have a lot of plants, and they usually grow a ton during the spring for, like, prom, Mother's Day. Like, there's usually a lot that they do during this time, and because business can't really happen like it would have in the past, there was kind of a surplus of stuff, and so she took it upon herself to, like, spread the love and deliver flowers and plants to anybody who wanted them around our community. And it was, like, really such, like, a sweet gesture to, like, just spread some color, spread some love, and it was super sweet. It definitely made my day when I got my stuff. So shout out to these two beautiful humans for doing that.
Yes. Shout out to them.
Yes.
And so before we end this off, let's do a little spiel or little almost sprinkle into next week's episode and things that we'll be talking about. So if you catch us next week and continue listening to us, we'll highly appreciate that. We'll be very thankful, because we're going to be diving in on the official hunt for a partner and some tea that goes around with, like, love and crushes. Ooh. But that won't be it. We'll also be updating you on our Chloe Ting experience as Elise. You want to talk about how you're starting that and how I'm going to possibly follow you in that?
So me and my great friend Evan, one of my best friends, Evan, we have a YouTube channel with two of our other friends. It's called The Icons. If you go to our YouTube, it's a featured channel. And we're doing, like, a glow up with us kind of quarantine video.
Shout out.
Yeah, and Chloe Ting workouts. Obviously, you've probably heard of them by now from TikTok or social media or whatever.
Yeah.
So I know that's something Darya and I have also been dying to try. So starting Sunday, today is Friday, we're going to hop on that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, because TikTok dances are not going to cut it as an actual workout, so I need to get my butt up. But yeah, shout out to the Icons. They've been committed. Like, you guys have been committed. I thought YouTube was going to be my thing, and then I realized, like, the consistency kind of for me was really difficult, and I'm so thankful to kind of come in result of this podcast happening. I know I keep saying that, but just know this is all the love.
It's been a while since
Yeah, I'm just giving all the love of this project, and then later we'll just be like, you know what, podcast, what's up, okay, topics. But it's not gonna only end there. We'll also try to give you some more motivational tips to keep up during this quarantine, and also give you the results on our student government positions and some tea on that whole thing.
A lot happening in the next couple podcasts. So
exposing our secrets.
Come back. And, you know, we hope you had some fun today listening to us.
Yeah.
Get a little distraction from having so much time alone to think. Hopefully we took you to another place, another conversation, got to know us better.
Yeah.
And we're excited.
Yeah, that was fun. So thank you for tuning in to On the Phone with Darya and Elise.
Every Saturday on our SoundCloud and our YouTube channel.
Yeah, so keep updated with our Instagram as well. We kind of go in more in depth with, like, what we're doing, and kind of posting on our stories a little highlights of what we'll be really diving in that episode. And I can't wait to see us, like, progress and grow. So if the format of these things do change, just kind of bear with us. But thank you so much for sticking around and listening. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Good
so
stuff.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.